So with Season 3 dropping here in Black Ops 6, we got some brand new guns and we got some brand new conversion kits. So I want to show you the new top 5 best class ups that you can run here in Black Ops 6 after our reset update. So if you guys are new and find this video help you out in any way, make sure that like button, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, and let's get into it. So now jumping into our first weapon here, we have the SAUG SMG. Now this weapon is slowly starting to become popular again. We already know it's good in multiplayer. It got a buff in Warzone, so it's going to be really good in Warzone as well. You can use this build in both. It's super aggressive, no recoil. You can move fast around the map. This is going to be a great build, but for my build, we are going to start with the muzzle and add on the compensator. This is still the best muzzle and one of the best attachments in the game for recoil control and gun kick control. It's going to cancel out almost all the gun kick and the recoil on this weapon. It's going to make the weapon more smooth, more calm, easier to control, so we're going to add this on for our first attachment. Now for my barrel next, we are going to add on the reinforced barrel. We're going to make our bullet stronger. We're going to travel further, travel faster. Any gunfight we get into is going to make the SAUG a lot easier to use in those gunfights. So we're going to add this on for our next attachment. Now for my underbarrel, we are going to add on the vertical foregrip. We're going to get a ton of horizontal recoil control here and a little bit of gun kick control, just more recoil control going into this weapon. So this weapon is going to be super easy to control now. No more gun kick, no more recoil. You are going to have full control of this weapon. Now jumping over here to the rear grip, we're going to add on the assault grip. We're going to get sprint to fire speed and jumping sprint to fire speed. So this is going to help out a lot in those gunfights. You are going to be the first person to shoot off a sprint. It's going to help you be more aggressive. You're going to have a better running gun type of play style. Being able to shoot faster off a sprint than your opponent, you're about 99% chance of winning there. So the assault grip, not too many people use, but I'm telling you, use it on the SAUG. It makes this weapon super broken. And then for my final attachment here, we are going to the stock and adding on the infiltrator stock. I've been seeing a lot of people starting to run the infiltrator stock here in multiplayer now. Just being able to move faster when aimed down sights, it allows you to pre-aim. You can move faster while aimed down sights and everything. And usually the first person to be aimed down sights usually wins that gunfight anyway. So the infiltrator is going to help out so much in those gunfights here. But here's a good 5 attachment build for the SAUG, and we're going to jump into the firing range real quick. And just overall, this weapon is going to be really good in those up close medium range gunfights. The SAUG is definitely a sleeper SMG. Again, it is slowly starting to become popular again. Try out this build, you're gonna love it. If you need help with any challenge in Black Ops 6, make sure to check out Damn Mods. They can help you with any challenge in the game, from game challenges, maxing weapons out, to even unlocking mastery camos. They are trusted by thousands of customers, and you can save up to $100 using code Paradox at checkout. Link will be in the description. Now jumping into our next weapon here, we have the AK-74. Now this weapon is really popular in Warzone right now, and it's still really good here in multiplayer as well, especially with some new attachments dropping here in Season 3. We do have an 8 attachment build here. We're going to drown this weapon in attachments and make this weapon even more broken here. And for my first attachment, we're actually going to start with the muzzle here, and we're going to be adding on the monolithic suppressor. Now we're going to be off the radar. It's going to help us stay alive a lot longer, go on those higher streaks, help us increase our KD, and even help us get tactical nukes. Also, our bullets are traveling faster, and our bullets are hitting harder and traveling further. Just overall, making the AK-74 a lot better in any gunfight we get into, really. So we're going to add this on for our first attachment. Now for my barrel, we're going to add on the reinforced barrel. Just give us more damage range and bullet velocity. Let's make our bullets stronger. Let's allow them to travel further and even faster. So again, we're going to make this weapon super broken when it comes to damage, range, and everything. So the damage, the range, and bullet velocity is taken care of now with this weapon. Now for my underbarrel, we're going to be adding on the Ranger foregrip. We're going to get horizontal recoil control, a tiny bit of gun kick control here, and also some sprinting movement speed. So we're moving faster around the map. We have that running gun type of play style. We have better control of this weapon here. It does have that little bit of a bounce, so we need to take care of that. So the Ranger foregrip is going to help out a little bit. So we're going to add this on for our next attachment. Now for my magazine, you have 2 choices really. You have the first extended mag, a 40 round mag, or you could actually go with the fast mag. Both of these are great choices. I love them both, but here we're going to add on the first extended mag. Extra mag size if you hit all of your shots. The time to kill is super broken. Any gunfight you really get into, up close, long range. So as long as you're hitting your shots, you're killing people really quick. You never have to reload all the time, slow down, anything like that. So we're going to add on the first extended mag. Now for my rear grip, we are going to add on the quick draw grip. We definitely need to have this on just because, one, I'm not really a huge fan of the aim down sight speed already, and also we are running the monolithic suppressor, so we do need to add on that quick draw grip, fix the aim down sight speed, get more back so we can be a little bit more aggressive in our gunfights and everything. So make sure you add on the quick draw grip. Now, also, the mobility, I'm not a huge fan of, so we are going to add on the light stock to get that strafing movement speed itself, and some hip fire movement speed there. So regardless, anything dealing with mobility is a lot faster, so it is going to help us move a bit faster around the map, make this feel more kind of like an SMG, which is going to be great for those high kill games, so add on the light stock. Now for my laser, we are going to add on the target laser. This is going to help with the aiming auto sway delay, and also it's going to help with that aim walking steadiness. So you're going to be more steady when aimed down sights moving around, and also when aimed down sights, you're not going to be swaying around or anything like that. So this is the best laser for fully automatic weapons, as I've told y'all millions of times in my builds. So make sure you add on the target laser. And then we're going to the fire mods and adding on the recoil springs for our final attachment here. This is going to give us more gun kick control, recoil control, and everything. So the weapon is going to be super smooth, and you're going to be hitting all your shots now very accurately, which is going to help out a lot here. But here's the full build for this. You already know we are going to jump into the firing range with this, and I think this is a really easy build to use with the AK-74. If you have to, I mean, you really won't have to take your gunfights to that long of ranges, but this is going to be a great build for those up close and medium ranges, and you're going to delete everyone with this build. Now, jumping into our next weapon here, we have the Kilo 141, which I have said every time talking about this weapon, this is the #1 gun here in Black Ops 6 right now. Super easy to use, really good at any range, any gunfight you get into. The Kilo should be the main weapon that you're using right now, and this build is going to make you unstoppable. Now, for my build, we are going to start with the muzzle here, and we're going to be throwing on the monolithic suppressor. It's going to keep us off the radar. We're stealthy, our bullets are stronger, traveling faster and traveling further. Just overall, making the Kilo a lot better to use, so we're going to throw this on for our first attachment. Now, jumping over here to the underbarrel, we are going to add on the Ranger foregrip. We're getting recoil stabilization, sprinting movement speed, and horizontal recoil control, making the weapon more steady, making the weapon more smooth and calm when firing, and also allowing us to move faster around the map. It's going to help us be more aggressive. We're going to be more accurate in our gunfights. Just overall, the Ranger foregrip is going to help out the Kilo a ton, so go ahead and throw this on. Now, skipping over the magazine, we're going to the rear grip and adding on the quick draw grip. If you're using like an LMG, an AR, you know, some SMGs, if you're using the monolithic suppressor, you need to have on the quick draw grip. The aim down sight speed that just gets taken away from the monolithic suppressor, it hurts the gun so much, so you need to fix that, and the only way to fix that is with the quick draw grip. So go ahead and throw this on. It's going to fix the cons and give us a lot more, help us in our gunfights and everything, so make sure to have this on. That is very important. Now, for my stock, we're going to add on the infiltrator stock. Just being able to move really quick while aimed down sights is so important here. It's going to help us win more gunfights. We're ready for gunfights while pre-aiming around, moving fast while aimed down sights and everything. The infiltrator stock, not too many people use. I know they use it in the CDL for their SMGs, but I'm telling you, just being able to pre-aim a lot and moving faster while aimed down sights will help you win more gunfights. So I'm telling you, go ahead and trust me on this and throw this on. And then for my final attachment here, we're going to the fire mods. You could go with the rapid fire. Rapid fire on the Kilo is really good. You've seen gameplay of that on my channel. Or you could run the recoil springs for that extra recoil control. A ton of recoil stabilization, gun kick control, vertical and horizontal recoil control, which we're going to be using here. If you have any trouble controlling your shots, you're not hitting your shots with the build, add on that recoil springs, and it's going to help you out a lot here. But here's a full build for this, and we're going to take this weapon into the firing range. Just overall, a very fun weapon to use. Really broken, of course, as well. I mean, we know how the new guns are usually when games usually drop and stuff, but the Kilo right now, I mean, I'm telling you, it should be the main weapon that you're using right now here in Black Ops 6. Now, for my next weapon, we have the C9. Now, I talked about this yesterday. We got a brand new conversion on this weapon, which makes it so much better to use, and we're going to kind of build around that, fix the cons on it, and just make this weapon overall really good. So for my first attachment on this build for the C9, we're actually going to be adding on the brand new attachment, which is the C9 10mm auto 30 round mag. It basically makes it the OG MP5 from Modern Warfare 19. It don't really feel like that. It definitely it feels more powerful than it did, you know, a couple years back, but this attachment is going to give us more damage range, bullet velocity, and damage range itself. Now, the cons on this, we are losing gun kick control, vertical recoil control, and fire rate, which we are going to fix on this weapon. But overall, first attachment, bullets are stronger. It's going to be a lot better, so we're going to be adding this on for our first attachment. Now, for the first thing to fix the cons on this weapon, we are going to the muzzle, adding on the compensator. You're getting a ton of gun kick control, a ton of vertical recoil control, fixing the cons for the recoil recoil part on the C9 auto mag, so we're going to add this on for our first attachment here, just fixing the recoil problem that the magazine gave us, so we're going to add this on this first. Next, we are going to the underbarrel and adding on the vertical foregrip. We're getting a little bit more gun kick control, a lot more horizontal recoil control, just helping us have better control of this weapon. The weapon's going to be more calm, more smooth and everything, so this is going to be our next attachment. Now, jumping over here to the rear grip, we're actually going to be adding on the commando grip. Aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, and jumping aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed. As long as you're running or jumping, you are shooting faster and aiming down sights faster, which is going to be great for this weapon, just being super aggressive and everything. So make sure you go ahead and throw this on. And then for our final attachment here, we're going to be adding on rapid fire. We're increasing our fire rate so our bullets are faster firing, and also we're still keeping that damage range and damage, so just overall making this weapon even better here. But here's the full build for this, and we are going to take this weapon into the firing range real quick, and this is going to be a really good build for those up close and medium range. I will say for sure this weapon deletes people. You're going to be winning a lot more gunfights with rapid fire. You really don't need to run rapid fire on it, but I do believe it does make it a lot better. And then we're going to jump into our final weapon here, which is the CR56 AMAX, the newer weapon in the game. It's still really good. I don't think it's as good as the Kilo, but it is definitely better than the other ARs that we've had recently in Call of Duty here. But we have a 5 attachment build here, and we are going to start with the muzzle. This time we're going to be using the regular suppressor. We're just going to be off the radar. We're going to be stealthy. It's going to be harder for people to find us, so it is going to help us stay alive a lot longer here. We are going to throw this on. I would use the monolithic suppressor, but my goal for this build is to keep the handling and mobility still really good on this weapon, so this is going to be our first attachment. Now for my barrel, we are going to run the reinforced barrel. This is going to give us a ton of damage range and bullet velocity. We technically have the monolithic suppressor on now with the damage range and the bullet velocity that we're getting on the reinforced barrel with the regular suppressor that we're running. So technically, we do have the monolithic suppressor on our weapon, but it's not taking away any mobility or handling. So we're just getting pros here, which is great. So we're going to add this on. Now for my underbarrel, we are going to add on the Ranger foregrip. We're getting sprinting movement speed, recoil stabilization, and some recoil control, just allowing us to move faster around the map. We have better stabilization on the weapon, so the weapon is going to be more steady. It's going to be more calm and accurate when firing, which is great, so this is going to be our next attachment. Now jumping over here to the rear grip, we're going to add on the commando grip, just work on some more handling here, aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, jumping aim down sight speed, and sprint to fire speed. This is going to be a great attachment to allow us to have that nice aggressive running gun type of playstyle with the AMAX. And I will say already so far with this build, you could be super aggressive or play slow and kind of sit back and take your gunfights to longer ranges, but we are going to make it a little bit better with our playstyle here and go to the stock and add on the light stock. This is going to give us more movement speed and everything, and with the Ranger foregrip and this attachment, we're getting the most movement speed possible on this build, which is going to make it even better for a fast aggressive playstyle. But here is the best attachments for this weapon in my opinion for a really good 5 attachment build, and you already know we are going to jump into the firing range, and we do have the nice iron sight still, I do think, but I mean overall this weapon does delete and everything, and I mean the AMAX, the Kilo, all the new weapons are really broken right now. But I want you to go ahead, copy these builds down, let me know in the comments what was your favorite build, and if you drop any crazy gameplays, let me know the best game that you got in the comments with the build that you use here. But guys, thanks so much for watching. If you guys are new and find this video help you out in any way, make sure that like button, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.